You know, in the last few months we've seen a sustained attack by CEOs trying to get people back into the office. I mean, we're talking here about people that are professional people that are working from home and they're doing quite well, they've got families, they've got lives, and now they're being bullied. Matter of fact, some cases they're even being offered ultimatums in order to get them back into the office. And why is this happening? And what can we do to stop it? This is David Newton speaking. Let's jump straight into it. Now, over a year ago, Elon Musk said to his staff in a tweet that they should turn up back at the office or pretend that they had a job elsewhere. And this created a lot of furor. Now, of course, since then, many months have transpired. Thousands of managers all over the globe have said pretty much the same thing to their staff. Hey, you know, if you want to still have a job, you better show up at the office. So why are they pushing back? Well, managers are there essentially trying to push one particular ideology, and it's all about productivity. It's mainly because the managers, or maybe should we say middle managers, are trying to justify their own very positions that they've got. Of course, not every company that has people working from home is going to manage the whole affair properly, and that's where some of the disasters have actually occurred. If you're managing people who work remotely or work from home, that requires a certain skill set in order to achieve results. And the managers who have been entrusted with this task, not all of them have the right skill set for managing staff at a remote distance. So those ones have fallen on their sword or caved in, and management have said, hey, if you don't get these people productive, you know, your job's on the line. So what they've said is to their staff, come back to the office or else. You know, if we're going to talk about being in an office environment, first we have to learn what we're comparing it against. Working from home is probably right at the top of the rung as far as productivity is concerned, based upon all the studies that have been going on at the moment. Next down from there is, once again, back at the office. If you had a private office at the office that you're working at, that's going to be a whole lot more productive than, say, working in an open plan office environment. The open plan office environment has a lot of noise, has a lot of chatter, so-called, apparently, some kind of collaboration, but I don't really think that that's very productive. It's generally speaking 30% less productive to be in an open plan office than having a private office. And further down the rung from that is having a hot desk environment where, you know, you don't know where you're going to wind up the next day, you turn up for work, and it's also where probably the most amount of staff turnover occurs is when they're subject to having a hot desk environment. They don't know where they're going to go, and they have to grab their gear, you know, turn up with their briefcase and so forth, and hope for the best luck that maybe they'll wind up somewhere nice. But generally speaking, when you look at all those different types of environments, and we're talking here about productivity, productivity really relies upon a happy workplace for the people that are working there. And if your staff are not happy, and if you're not happy showing up at work, hey, what's it going to be? They'll want to leave the place. Another benefit of working from home is you can actually enjoy going out on walks during the daytime. I mean, they don't have to be a far walk. It can be just something relatively nearby where you're going out and getting in the environment and getting a bit of fresh air. Is that you can go out to wonderful parks just like this one here and enjoy all these wonderful surroundings just right near home. And, you know, let's face it, you can't really quite do that when you're working in the office environment. Look, I'll make a confession here. I originally wasn't happy with the idea of working from home myself. For many years I used to can it, and I used to make a lot of fun of it, and I even wrote for a magazine that was called Work From Home. So look, I'm a part of the problem here, but I've seen the other way around this whole situation. There are a lot of benefits working from home, and if you do want to actually maintain having that kind of an environment for yourself to work in, you have to be good at negotiating, or when you change jobs, which that can happen, it's just inevitable, you negotiate it right up front on day one. That's what you have to do. You have to say, hey, this is what I really want, and if you want to keep me here, I'm going to stay here if you give me work from home, or I'm going to work for that company over there. Make the choice. You have to take control of the situation and go for it. Thank you once again for looking at this story that I've put together. I'd love to chat with you more. Have a look at some of these videos that we've got coming up here. We've got a lot of good info here about how to build your business and how to look for a second incomes and how to move ahead. This is David Newton speaking.